we have got a new AI model, which there seems to be one that comes out every freaking week these days. This new AI model, according to Google, and you can go, we'll link to the study in the show notes. They released a study that said they've created a machine learning AI model that can create music based off of a text prompt. So what that does is you can go in and type, violin, backdrop, dramatic, makes listener feel a certain type of way, and it can go and spin up a music clip that would match that description of the text that you put in. So it's no surprise that it seems like every type of content medium out there is now being augmented by artificial intelligence. You train an AI on this huge data set. Let's say in this case it was music, and now you're seeing all of these new applications being built that you can take to create using artificial intelligence. So I think this one is super interesting. The really interesting part about this, though, is that Google does not want to release it. And I think that's a very important conversation that I think we're going to start having more on this podcast about the intersection of AI and copyright law. So when you think about how this program was likely created, it was trained on a large data set of music. I guarantee not all of that music in that data set was copyright free. Yeah. Like there's got to have been music in there that, it's licensed to somebody else. And I think that's likely going to be the reason that they're not going to release this. I think that's going to be a really interesting conversation. The person who I wanted to have on, and I think we'll have a whole episode kind of talking about this, is Brian Fry, who's a copyright lawyer at UK Law, and just kind of dive into the ins and outs of this. But anyway, off the top, what do you notice about the story? What stands out to you?
Yeah, I'm just curious, back to kind of the copyright, where that database is they're pulling this music from. I'm curious about one, who owns the database. I'm sure there's several places they're pulling this audio from. Mm-hmm. The other thing I'm curious about is how are they matching basically music and sounds to, for instance, feelings or descriptive words of that music to then generate something. For instance, when you say, make me a clip that is sad. I want to know what databases they're connecting or how they're labeling music in this case to do that. That's a lot of training that needs to take place, and I'm wondering if they're tapping into a database that has a lot of those connections already made, or if they've been doing this in the background for several years, because that's quite the database, and to match the multitude of types of sounds that are out there with moods and other descriptive terms. That's pretty impressive. And that's a lot of training that needs to happen. So this is a big deal. This model's really, in a broader scheme of things, take the word music out of it. It's just audio. I think that this is more digestible, and they put it out into the media as music AI, but really like it's just audio. So it has a lot of applications beyond music.
Yeah, I think what this makes me think of, and just kind of looking at the broader artificial intelligence software that's rolling out just kind of one by one right now, it seems like I think kind of the pipe dream of all of these AI tools that are essentially automating content creation are this future where we imagine that you're able to go in and, let's say a movie, for example, you're able to insert in the script of a movie, describe all of the scenes in detail, enter that into an AI model of some sort, and it creates all the characters, it creates all the scenes, it creates all the music, it creates all the dialogue. That's something that's kind of hard to wrap your mind around right now, but that's where these technologies are heading. The further down this road we go of being able to create images based off text prompts, being able to create, entire like blogs and scripts and things like that with ChatGPT, being able to create music now. I mean, this stuff is just now starting. Like this has been in the last 6 months that we started seeing all these advances. And to be frank, you're going to start hearing a lot more about AI, not only on this podcast, but you can see the general public is now starting to see what's really going on.